Hello everybody and welcome to the RDL show. It's week 4, the midpoint of the regular season. Things are starting to open up at the top and bottom of the standings, with 3 teams undefeated and 3 teams yet to win. First though, we have to start with 2 pieces of very sad news. First of all, Coach Jamie has had to resign as manager of the Newcastle Needy Kings due to personal reasons. As a newcomer to VGC, Jamie put in some impressive performances this season that really aren't reflected in the Needy Kings 0-3 record. On a personal note, my match versus him is probably my favourite match so far. Even without it being my first win, it was such a fun matchup, and it took some big thinking on my part to get out of the horrible situations Jamie had put me in. It also gave me probably the best video title and thumbnail I will ever have. I'm sure everyone in the league will join me in wishing him well and welcome him back as a coach with open arms if he decides to return in the future. The second piece of sad news is that Coach Papa Squid of the Indianapolis Mudbrays has gone missing. No one has seen or heard from him in weeks. The authorities aren't yet treating his disappearance as suspicious, though we do understand an investigation is being conducted. We will, as always, bring you any news as we have it. Until then, please join us in wishing that he is quickly discovered safe and sound. The search for 2 new coaches is currently underway, and we hold out hope that they will both be announced next week. Now, let's take a look at this week's results. New York Latios 1, Golden Gate Goldengos 2, Denver Darkrise 2, Down Under Drop Bears 0. Newcastle Needy Kings versus the Indianapolis Mudbrays, match postponed. Sky Strikers 2, Sandaconda Squad 0. Orlando Washawats 2, Durham Tragalgies 1. Gothenburg Gothitels 0, Los Angeles Latias 2, Welsh Woobats 0, Blazing Brelooms 2. Every single match this week had talking points, and I'm too weak to exclude any of them. So, we're going to quickly cover the 2 transfers that happens, and then dive into all of the games. First up, we have the New York Latios trading Golduck for Cryogonal. Golduck never got to show its potential, Coach TCL, so it'll be really interesting to see what they think Cryogonal brings to the squad. Watch this space. And finally, we have Alberto and the Durham Dragalgies trading Vigoroth for Bronzor. Not sure about this one. I saw some pretty cool use cases for Vigoroth, and I'm not sure what Bronzong's baby brother brings. But as we've seen from my power rankings, I know absolutely nothing about Pokemon. So let's move on. Now we get to the exciting part. Highlights. We'll start with the team that continues to make me look like an idiot. The LA Latias and their 2-0 win over the Gothitels. This was every bit the titanic clash I thought it would be in the build-up. Game 1 came down to a clinch double protect by Iron Bundle, and Muck of the Gothitels getting hit with a full paralysis twice. Iron Hands closed out the game with a Thunder Punch on Heatran to put the Latias up 1-0. Game 2 was a far more tense affair, with another full para, this time on Heatran, and Mimikyu missing a play rough, potentially swinging the match in favour of the Latias, giving them the 2-0 victory. Pinchurchin sealed the match with a poison jab. Terra Fairy Heatran, probably sealing it yet another MVP performance, because it was their T-Waves that caused the paras in both games. In yet another superb match, the Orlando Washawats navigated their way through a breathless encounter with the Durham Dragalgies. Match 1 saw the debuting Houndstone take out the Oshawott's star player Sneasler, seemingly swimming in the game in the Dragalji's favour, only for Crocodile to shockingly survive a waterfall and steal that momentum away by KOing Gyarados with a Thunderfang, gaining a Moxie boost and closing out the game with assistance from Indeedee. In Game 2, Alberto went for the throat, deleting Indeedee from the game with a Life Orb boosted Draco Meteor, instantly putting Otter on the back foot. Without the glue that held the team together, the Oshawotts crumbled, sending us to a Game 3. Unfortunately, Game 3 was a cheese fest, with Alberto having no answer to the cheap and utterly hated size spam from the Oshawotts Indeedee Armarouge combo. Now, I don't normally cover my own matches in these shows, but it just wouldn't be complete without including it. The Blazing Brelooms finally picked up a well-deserved and hard-earned first win of the season over the Welsh Woobats. Game 1 was dominated by Beartick, with key support from Slowking and Hariyama, keeping the Woobats key players on the back foot from turn 1. Beartick will obviously take all the plaudits here with a 4 KO performance, but that would not have been possible without the fantastic support provided by his 2 dive buddies. Game 2 was a nail-biting positional battle, with neither team being able to get a firm grip on the match. Both managers sprang surprises, leaving the big hitters on the bench, with Gardevoir being preferred over Urshifu for the Woobats, and Haunter coming in for Game 1's bear of the match, Beartick. In the end, despite a premature perish song from Haunter, the bulk of the Brelooms won out over the persistence of the Woobat, Slowking deservedly being left standing following an MVP performance across the 2 games. The match between the New York Latios and the Golden Gate Goldengos had so many talking points, from Shim's unorthodox match prep involving bubblegum ice cream, awesome rock-inspired nicknames, to Bellybolt once again putting in a ton of work. Game 1 started with a sign of things to come, with the Fungus being an absolute nuisance, and the Dunsparce keeping pace with it by getting flinch after flinch after flinch. Eventually, Fultermain finally put in the performance we'd all been waiting for, getting 2 KOs and sealing the game for TCL. In Game 2, Jim pivoted, bringing an interior Crocodile back from the USSR with Dragapult and Shenpao. But this was no ordinary Crocodile. This one was special. TCL immediately revealed the stolen tech, with the Dunsparce sending Shenpao back to the USSR with a dragon tail it stole from the Woobat's Baxcalibur. I guess imitation is the truest form of flattery, as they say. This time though, the Caterpillar wasn't able to flinch the world, because Baby Gus put it to sleep, allowing Dragapult and Sizzle to clean up. On to Game 3. This time though, the tide had turned. Tinkerton missed a crucial play rough on the Crocodile. Dunsparce missed its dragon tail on the tiny shroom, allowing Azumarill to hit a huge crit liquidation on Tinglu, all but wrapping up the match 2-1 to the Goldengos. And still, we've got 2 matches left. What the hell? How on earth do you follow all of that? Well, how about my pick as one to watch last week in Sky Strikers versus Sandaconda Squad, and a titanic struggle between 2 genies. My game of the week came down to these 2 incredible matches, but honestly, it was a nightmare to even get it to these 2. Such was the quality of play and team building this week. Seriously, the standard goes up week after week, and if it continues this way, the playoffs are going to be absolutely incredible to watch. Okay, time to reveal the runner-up in Game of the Week. Sky Strikers versus the Sanders Conda squad. What a team preview I thought was going to be a kaiju battle between the Lazy Kong and Sludgezilla turned into a scrap between Arrowburb and a really, really angry fish. Game 1, Slacking tried desperately to stay in the match, slacking off repeatedly, but Grimsnarl pinned it for Klowitzer to eliminate it. But not before the giant ape had severely dented Gudra. After Basque Legion had cleaned up Klowitzer to take round 1 of their personal fight, Decidueye was able to come in and sweep, taking Game 1 for Ted and the Sky Strikers. Game 2 started much like Game 1, with the two big beasts on the field jostling for position. This time, however, Slacking didn't hang around, taking Grimsnarl's partner shot and getting the hell out of dodge. Gudra, however, stuck it out, being a thorn in Space's side, chipping away while Klowitzer once again created space for Decidueye to come in and clean up. This was a really engaging battle of wits, but Ted managed to take the edge in the positional play to slow down Space's bulky offense that has overwhelmed so many opponents in the past, taking the 2-0 victory. This leaves us with the heavyweight showdown that not a single person wanted to see, but nobody could stop watching. Titanic struggle between Pokemon of generations past. The rumble in the tundra. Articuno versus Chestnut. As the Denver Darkrais take on the Down Under Drop Bears. This match had it all. It was a 3-game set. It had cool tech, surprising Pokemon choices, and a nail-biting finale. Game 1 started with the debut of the fairly useless Weavile. Proceeded to set up with nasty plot. Questionable decision. Reverum doubles into it. It doesn't get to play the game. Pretty sure the little guy was just a distraction though. Screamtail sets up the snow, and in comes everyone's least favourite lucky bird, Articuno. With a great read, Keegachu switches Reverum into Chestnut, who eats a Terra Ground Terra Blast like a champ, and so begins the heavyweight clash of the century. Quagsire drops to a freeze dry, but not before helping Chestnut take 60% of Articuno's HP with a massive Seed Bomb. This is followed up by a Terra Blast of its own the following turn, but this time of the ice variety, scoring a 2-hit KO on the this time not so lucky bird. Life Orb Magnezone almost gets the KO on Chestnut, but the big guy hangs on with 7 HP as Trick Room expires. The Flying Saucer is taken out with 2 Brick Breaks from Thundurus, leaving just Screamtail, who puts up a really brave fight but can't 1v3 the Drop Bears, and Keegachu takes a thrilling Game 1. Game 2 sees a pivot from both coaches. Keegachu brings out his Sui and Typhlosion. Tommy unleashes his other new signing, Gudra. The change of personnel brings with it an ever so slight change in strategy. A Screamtail sets up Trick Room, but not the snow, leaving Articuno without one of its tools. Could this be a huge mistake? It almost cost Tommy, with a combination of Scarf Reverum self-destruct and Typhlosion's Heatwave taking out his now grounded bird, but only after it had KO'd Quagsire. With just the mighty Chestnut left staring down Gudra and Magnezone, we're sent to a Game 3, boys. Game 3, and Tommy jumps straight to Plan A, with Screamtail and Articuno up front, staring down Reverum and Thundurus. And now's the time. In this moment of all moments, Keegachu unleashes the tech. Choice Scarf Reverum, its swagger on Articuno, confusing it and raising its attack to proc Thundurus's Mirror Herb. Unfortunately, Thunderous gets hit with a blizzard and is frozen solid. The swagger confusion forces a switch from Tommy, and Screamtail tricks the room, letting Thundy survive another turn. But Thunderous stays frozen. And after an exchange between Gouda and Chestnut, goes down to Screamtail Dazzling Gleam. Articuno dodges a Chestnut Seed Bomb and deletes Reverum. Keegachu brilliantly reads a Magnezone Protector, doubles into Screamtail, but can't prevent it setting up Articuno's Snow once again. Magnezone, Typhlosion both go down, leaving us with the brawl we've not been waiting for. However, it only lasts 2 turns, as an already low Chestnut doesn't get the big blow it was needing, and 2 Ground Terror Blasts are enough to seal an exciting win for Tommy and Articuno. And that's it for the first half, the first regular season of the Regal Draft League. Honestly, this has been an incredible experience. I've had so much fun playing, and it's been amazing to watch so many good managers and creative team builders make this just an epic league to be a part of. I can't wait for the second half of the season. It's going to be amazing. I'll have a mid-season review with a few fun little surprises in it as soon as I can. Until then, thank you all for watching. Goodbye.